G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. On this video, we're going to jump back onto the big girl and I'm going to try and get it running. So it's been sitting in the shed for 5 or 6 years now, and it hasn't been running for probably a good 6 months, I reckon. I pulled all the wiring out, so all the power wires and things like that to the starter and everything, to redo them because they were all thrashed out. I'll give you a look at those in a sec, but yeah, I haven't started the car for probably 6 months because I've had no wiring in it. So the first job I've got to do is redo all this wiring and get that cleaned up and fixed up, and then hopefully we can get it running. And once we get it running, then we can move on to the next things that I want to do to the car to clean it up, because I want to get the car on the road next year. So, but it's got to be running first. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. All right, so the wiring that came out of the car, so the earths, so there's the little one from the body that goes obviously to your negative terminal. It was pretty thrashed out. Terminal's half sort of put on, it was no good. So the actual negative battery terminal, again, just old and sort of put together pretty rough. It's always been like this. I've just never got around to doing it. Whereas now I want to fix everything on the car, tidy it up, make it nice and neat. And it was actually like all burnt through, which obviously, I mean, I know it's an earth, but for me with wiring, that's a no-no. I mean, I'm not an auto elect by any means, but that's obviously no good. And the battery power lead, I mean, all the casings, it was all split. It's got all splits all through it. So I thought, time for an upgrade, time to get it all fixed. And at the same time, I thought I would attempt to hide the wiring a little bit, just to neaten the engine bay up a little bit. It's got to be, I've still got to paint the engine bay anyway, but I thought I'll route the wires so they're somewhat hidden a little bit. You know, hide what wires I can anyway. So what I went and bought, I actually had a look on eBay first to see if there was a kit, you know, like a pre-made wires to buy and just put it all in and be done with it. And I was pretty shocked when I looked it up, and I think it was Resto County or one of them places on eBay that sell a lot of Commodore stuff. The kit was like $450, and I was like, there's not a chance I'm paying $450 for a few wires that I can make myself. And I thought I could probably just go ahead and buy all the wiring and everything I need, and you know, save money, and at the same time, you know, get a bit of a learning experience out of it as well, because I haven't done a whole lot of wiring. It's, you know, I'm a spray painter, not a sparky, but I feel confident and comfortable enough to do it myself without burning the car to the ground. So, and of course you get tools too. So I actually bought a hydraulic crimping tool as well off eBay. That was cheap. It was like $40. So now I've got a tool as well, you know. So I've sort of pumped up the wiring a little bit, the new stuff. So I bought the new power cable. So that came in a 5-meter roll. If you're gonna do your wiring you know, on your own car, on a V8 Commodore, and you're unsure of the sizing and things like that, I've done a bit of digging, bit of investigating, and decided to pump the wiring up just a touch. So that power cable, which runs from your starter to your battery, this is a 6BS, that's the size, 6BS. So obviously buy that to do that, and obviously your terminals to fit as well. So 6BS on the power cable, you know, the earth strap. So that little one, I just bought I think it came in 2 meters. I've already started doing a bit of the wiring. I'll give you a look in a minute, but first I'll just run through what I've bought to do it, in case you're interested and want to have a go at doing your wiring at home and fixing it. So that little cable there that goes from the body to the battery, that's a 3BS size cable. 3BS. Then I bought the negative cable for the actual battery, which goes to like the power steering bracket. I think it's power steering bracket it bolts onto. That's an 8BS, so it's a bit thicker than what was on there, but that's fine. That's what I'm running. So 8BS for that one, and obviously, again, get the right fittings to fit on it. I bought all Nava fittings. Don't skimp out on your fittings, make sure they're good ones. And then I also bought, so the cable that runs from your alternator to your battery, and then actually at the end branches off and goes like to your fuse box. That's a 3BS that came in like 5 meters as well. So then what I also bought as well are these little clips, so I can mount them on the chassis and actually slot the wiring in to keep the wires, you know, hugging the chassis rail and away from the fans and everything like that, and it just makes it look nice and neat. So then I've obviously bought heat shrink tubing. That was cheap. That was about 20 bucks or something like that for like an assortment, and 2 battery terminals, obviously. So all up, everything that I bought here to do the job was about $120. That's including the crimping tool, which was like 40 bucks on its own. So even if it was 150 to 450, I mean, I'm all for saving $1 while I'm doing things, because I can put that money elsewhere in the car. So it's a lot cheaper to make my own cables, and I get the satisfaction of doing it myself, and I get tools out of it as well. So we'll go to the car and I'll show you what I've already done, and then we'll continue on and get it finished up. All right, so apologies about the light, but you can see I've put the new cable on the starter and I've run it along the chassis rail with them clips, and then I thought I'll try and hide it a little bit. So I've fed it through the radiator, the side of the radiator there, and I've come around the front with the clips as well, and I've just brought it out the side there, and out it comes. So I've done that one, this little one from the body. So I bought the terminals with a wing nut, just so I can, you know, if I ever want to disconnect the battery, I can undo the wing nut and just take the wires off or whatever. I'm probably better off with like an isolator switch or something, but for now this will be fine. And so the earth strap that bolts to the power steering bracket. I've done that one. That light's terrible, sorry. And obviously heat shrink, fresh terminals, and it just looks nice and neat. And this is the thin wiring that goes to the alternator. I've also done that, heat shrink as usual, and then it branches off and screws onto the side of that little fuse box there. So yeah, so where I'm up to is basically that wiring is done. So what I've now got to do is sort this wiring out here. So I'm going to sort all this wiring out, make sure it's all good, and make sure, I mean, there's no connection on there, so I've got to fix all that up. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get it started shortly, I reckon. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little terminal on this little white wire, which runs from your alternator, which needs to go to your positive battery terminal. So what I'm going to do is I'm I'm going to put a little terminal on and just put it probably onto the side of the terminal here. So I'll leave that loose. I probably should have filmed doing all this other wiring, but I didn't think it was like really entertaining, so I didn't film it. But now I'm thinking about it, I probably should have done that, just in case it helped anyone. I mean, not that I'm an expert and should be teaching anyone how to do wiring, but sometimes it's, I don't know, good to watch someone do it. So I've got these little banger terminals here. Just hoping that's enough. Might just fold that over a bit. So, might slide my heat shrink on first, just so it's already on the wire. So it'll probably be a pain in the ass to get it over that little terminal. So I'm going to put a red one on it, obviously, because it's going to the positive. I've got a real thing for that. Some of these power wires like had black heat shrink and things like that. I don't know. It makes me feel some type of way when it's like not colour coordinated to actually what it's going on. So I've redone it all, like, you know, put all the proper colours on it. So squeeze that in there. Squash him on. It's tight, doesn't look the greatest, doesn't look flash, but it's going to do the job, as long as it doesn't come off. So heat shrink on there like that. Voila, done. So that now, what I'm going to do is, got to make sure that that's all where it's got to be. So I've put that on that terminal, and I've just run these wires sort of where they go, which, if you forget, they run under the thermostat, like under the water neck, and run around there. I had them going over the top and they actually wouldn't reach. So I'm just wiring this up, you know, don't freak out, it's not how it's going to stay. I'm just wiring it up so I can give it a kick in the guts, make sure it's going to start and everything's sweet before I, you know, go putting the conduit tubing over it all and protecting all the wires and putting them all in their final place. So this little one here, needs to go under this little fuse box. Through that little bolt there. When it wants to go in. Like so. Screw that down so it's in place. like that. And then we can put a power wire. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's not going to fit on that bolt now. Alright, no worries. What I'll have to do is put it on the side of the terminal as well. Alright. Take that back off. Oh, you're fucking joking me. Alright, man, we've got to modify this. Joys of building cars, modifying shit all the time. I'll just run the rat tail file through it a bit, just open it up a little bit. Doesn't need much. Just enough to get it over that bolt. Right, we're on. We're on, boys. So I've been fighting with that for like 10 minutes. So I've got it screwed in. I've put the little white one to this box as well, because it actually wasn't long enough to reach the terminal. Because I want my negative to be, I want the terminals to be, with the post to be at the back, just so it's easy to get to. So I'm going to screw that back up, hook all these up, plug the purple wire in on the starter, and then I'll put my new airbox pipe on and we should be right to start. So I'm going to get this buttoned up and then we'll see if it's going to fire up. Alright, so we've got the freshie. Couple of new clamps. I don't know how good those are, buddy. Hopefully they're alright. Something new looks out of place in this engine bay, because the engine bay looks so shit. Anyway, we're getting there one step at a time. I'll be able to clean this bay up. Turn that around so they're both matching. Hopefully when I hit key, this thing starts and doesn't just burst into a whole big ball of flames. Oh fuck. Wouldn't that be a fucking sight? Idiot on YouTube burns his car to the ground. Oh fuck. There you are. Should have picked the smallest screwdriver to do this with. Alright, so it's all wired up, battery's hooked up, starter plug's on, everything's on, I think. So now's the moment of truth. Whether it's going to go on, mate, I know it's probably biased because it's my car, but I love this car and I love the sound of it. I just got a thing with holding 5 litres. Everyone, you know, goes LS's and all that for the power, and yeah, that's all cool, but mate, I love the sound of a 5 litre, I can't wait. So I'm hoping this thing fires up and doesn't engulf in flames. But anyway, let's give it a kick in the guts and see if she fucking rumbles into life. Right. It's been 6 months since I've heard this car, I reckon. So please, let's go, baby. Something's not quite right there. Maybe it's that little wire I put there. Maybe it's got to go to the actual power instead of that little box. Try that. Alright, so I think where I've gone wrong is the little white wire I've put to the fuse box needs to go to the battery terminal. I just, I didn't think it would really matter because it's actually still spliced into that wire, but that's like the only thing that I've done different. So I might hook that to the terminal. That has to be it, surely. It's got fuel in it. And then we'll go again, fingers crossed. All right, so I'll put that white wire to the terminal. I've had to run it a bit dodgily because it's actually a bit short, because it's probably because I'm trying to put the positive over this side rather than it was up the front here. I just hate how the earth terminal was like tucked under here, but anyway, if it's it, I might lengthen that wire, or I might just revert back, I don't know, but hopefully this is all it is and it's going to start. If it doesn't, it's going to make me scratch my head. So let's try it. So I've just played around with the wires again. And just made sure everything was tight, because I had a couple that were a bit questionable. So fucking love this car. Alright, so just short and sweet. I just wanted to get it running and have the car running again so I can continue on doing what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep tinkering around on this car, so there'll be more videos coming out as I do little things here and there. So I think next, I mean, I've got a bunch of new parts and stuff for it. I do need to do the clutch. I just want to get it all running properly and everything sorted out, and then start working on cleaning the engine bay up, get it painted, make it look pretty. And yeah, just working my way through the car so it's a neat street car, so then I can take it for roadworthy and get it back on the road and start enjoying it again. So I did a video on this car probably 2 years ago, I reckon, and hasn't been back on the channel since. So if you want to check that out, go back and watch that. I've done a bit of a walk around of it and showed you the car. It's nothing special, but I love it, it's mine. And you know, with a bit of love and throw some money at it, it'll be a nice looking car. So yeah, if you like the video, give me a like, whatever, leave me a comment. Let me know, you know, what you reckon in the comments, what you'd do in the engine bay if it was your car. I just want it to be neat, you know, doesn't need to be over the top, just neat street car. So anyway, that'll do it for this one. I'll keep tinkering around and start filming the next one. So yeah, we'll leave it at that, guys. So yeah, I'm stoked. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.